Manga-Waido.
My name is Masato Ando. I work at a small company that plans parties and events. I started working after high school, and it's already been 10 years. My job requires a lot of hard work, but I enjoy it. One day, I finished work and rushed to a restaurant in the rain. I was in a hurry because I didn't want to be late for my fiancee Reina's birthday dinner. I'd reserved seats in an expensive restaurant that even has a dress code. I had to be there on time. I met Reina at a famous singer's concert that my company was in charge of. She was a family member of the sponsor, and I was the one who took her backstage.
Thank you for showing me around. I can see you were a very kind person.
I've never forgotten how she complimented me that day. It was our first memory together. The restaurant was right around the corner when a person in dirty clothes walked out of an alley and started to cross the street. Huh? Hey, it's a red light! Watch out! My body moved before I realized what I was doing. I heard car horns from all over, and I felt a car speed by me. I fell onto the ground, but I managed to grab hold of the person lying next to me. Are you okay?
I'm awfully sorry. I guess I was out of it.
The person who I thought was a homeless man was in fact a woman. I asked her if she wanted to call an ambulance, but she told me she was fine and rushed off somewhere. I was left standing there, my expensive suit damaged and soaking wet. I wiped off my body the best I could and walked into the restaurant on time. Reina was sitting there glaring at me. Sorry I'm late. You won't believe what happened.
You don't need to tell me. I was watching the whole thing.
She told me that she saw me and the woman through the window behind her seat.
Why would you risk your life to save such a useless human being? Do you think you're some kind of hero?
What?
I can't believe this. Our relationship is over. Over! You get me?
She didn't even give me a chance to explain. That night, Reina stomped all over my heart and then left me there, shattered. A few days later, I was on my way home when somebody called me from behind. I turned around to see the woman I saved the other night.
I finally found you. I wanted to thank you for the other night.
I probably looked like I was about to die. She just stood there with her mouth open.
Are you okay? Did something happen?
She told me her name was Yui. We sat down and I told her what happened that night.
Your fiancé dumped you because of me? Oh my gosh, I feel awful.
No, it's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault. If I had to blame anyone, it would be me. Unlucky, pathetic me. My parents died in an accident right after I was born. I was raised in my aunt's home. Her family wasn't wealthy, but they were warm, caring people who made me feel protected. My cousin Aimi was 12 years older than me. She was the one who helped me through tough times.
It's a good thing you have nice memories to look back on.
Unfortunately, my aunt got very sick a few years back. The doctors told us she needed nursing care. I don't know why, but the words kept spilling out. I told Yui everything about my life. I even told her how Aimi had to quit her job to take care of her mother. How she couldn't even get her job back, even after her mother passed away. By the time I heard about her, she was gone, and there was no way to contact her.
Oh no.
She took such good care of me, and I didn't do anything for her when she needed it the most.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself.
Yui started to open up too. She slowly began to tell me her life story. I found out she was homeless because she lost her job a while back.
My company went bankrupt, and then my landlord kicked me out. But I have no family. There's nobody I can rely on. I get my food from soup kitchens, and I sleep at internet cafes when I can.
She explained how she felt faint from being so hungry the night that I saved her. She thanked me many times. Oh, come on, stop. But what are you planning to do after this?
I heard of a non-profit organization that helps people like me. I'm going to try to contact them.
She told me about how she was planning to receive support from a non-profit organization to get her life back on track. We promised to each other to never give up. We then parted ways to go on with the rest of our lives. I tried contacting Reina for about a month after meeting with Yui. Every time I called, she yelled at me.
I told you to stop calling me, you piece of trash!
She won't even listen to what I have to say. She's so narrow-minded since she's from a rich family. I found out not much later that she had met someone new, and they were dating now. I was shocked. How could it be so easy for her to move on like that? I couldn't focus on my work because I was so heartbroken. I decided I needed time off from the whole relationship thing. And a year passed before I knew it. One day, I received an unexpected call from someone. Is it really you, Aimi? We met up at a cafe nearby. I couldn't help but cry when I saw her.
I'm so sorry, Masato. I really am. I know I should have at least given you a call.
It's okay. I'm just glad that you seem to be doing well. She told me she had moved around a lot after my aunt passed away, and she was in pain for a long time.
I couldn't find a job. I didn't want to go back to my empty home. I just couldn't handle everything.
However, her life changed drastically after meeting a promoter for a nonprofit organization.
They let me work as one of their staff members, and I finally got my life under control.
I see. Wait, I think I've heard of that organization somewhere. She laughed and told me I probably heard it from Yui.
Yui is the one who told me about you. That's why I called.
Wait, seriously?
She's doing great. She makes designs for logos and PR magazines.
Wow, I never thought Yui would have an eye for designing.
Anyways, Yui told me she wanted to meet up with you.
A few days later, Aimi took me to visit Yui's office. I didn't realize it last time when I met her, since she was in rags, but she was an incredibly beautiful girl.
I wanted to say thank you for saving my life that day.
Don't worry about it. So, what did you want to ask me? Tell me what I can do to help.
Well, first, you gave the support I need to build my life back up, and I wanted to ask, will you be willing to go out on a date with me?
Yes, of course, I would. Wait, what? I'll save you from the boring details. We started dating a month after, and we're now living together. She's the exact opposite of Reina. I think that's why I feel so safe with her. I realize that what Yui and I have is what I've always wanted in my life. A year later, I heard that Reina got married to the CEO of a company. It didn't bother me since I had Yui by my side. I had a feeling that I was in a relationship with Reina for power and wealth. I guess I dated her with ulterior motives because I was born and raised without either of them. Yui and I also got married around the same time. We only had a few guests. Aimi, some colleagues, and a few relatives. They were all so happy for us. And that was enough for Yui and me. By the way, Yui's talent for designs was no joke, just as Aimi said. She continued making logos for different clients, and her business grew fast. A famous singer saw one of the characters Yui designed and asked to make a contract. She even has her own office now, and her income helps us out a lot. That's not where it ends. Yui is most likely the goddess of fortune. After she came into my life, I became the CEO of the company I worked for. Shortly after, a famous singer took a liking to us and asked us to be in full charge of her upcoming nationwide tour. Life was looking better than ever. Right around that time, I got a text from Reina saying that she wanted to meet me. I told Yui about the text, and we decided I should see what she wanted. I was shocked by how haggard she'd looked.
I was thrown out. Anybody in my situation would look like me.
Huh? Reina married into a family who owns many companies. They were filthy rich. Her mother-in-law was former nobility. Reina's family didn't even compare, and she was treated like trash. To make things worse, her father's company went bankrupt. They were desperately trying to get by every day.
But it made things so clear. Masato, we can finally be together now.
Together?
Yes, we'll start new. Aren't you excited? You won't have to live like trash anymore.
What are you saying? Stop it. You're the one who dumped me.
Exactly. That's why I came to take you back myself.
That's enough. Stop calling me trash. I don't want to live in such a materialistic world like yours.
Come to your senses, Masato. You are trash, just like your worthless wife. How dare you reject me like this?
Reina suddenly flipped out and grabbed at my collar. Her eyes were bright red. She even lashed out at the waiter that came to stop her. The police came and she was dragged out of the cafe. In the end, she became a stalker and started following me everywhere. So I had no choice but to get a restraining order.
I told you to stop calling me, you piece of trash!
I still remember the cruel words she spat out at me over the phone. I think she lost her sanity because she had to face living in the world like trash she had looked down on for so long. But I couldn't forgive her for insulting my dear wife. so I didn't feel sorry for her at all. I'm confident when I say this. Being wealthy does not mean you'll be happy. I plan on working hard with Yui by my side to build a contented life together.